Life has been hard for you lately. The pressure and expectations from your friends, family, and even society has been building up inside you, tensing your muscles and throwing you into a constant state of anxiety. Negativity and a growing sense that the world is slowly falling apart are weighing you down. Every news headline is filled with predictions of the next catastrophe, designed to stuff fear into your already full heart. Your social media feed is littered with people determined to twist and misinterpret what they read, or give unwanted opinions on the most trivial things. It's exhausting, and you've had enough. So you've decided to take a break from it all before something inside you snaps. That is why you are walking along a trail towards Beach Mountain Lookout Tower. There aren't many lookout towers left in the area. Most of them have collapsed for unknown reasons or been taken down. But this one still remains, waiting for you to visit. It's fall, and the trees around you are topped with red, yellow and brown leaves that rustle in the gentle breeze. The sky is a washed-out blue with large cloud formations scudding in from the north. Your backpack is firm against your spine, containing a water bottle and a light jacket. Beneath your feet, the ground is thick with dried leaves, and every step you take releases the scent of decaying foliage. The hike up to the tower is only a few hours, but you've already taken longer than that because you've been strolling, enjoying the solitude and cool air. At one point, you'd seen a deer dart through the trees, leaping out of view behind a clump of twisted bushes. You haven't seen a single person on the trail, and it's a relief that you don't have to talk to anyone. You can be by yourself with the beautiful trees, fresh air and distant birdsong. You stroll for another 15 minutes before the watchtower comes into view. It's a large wooden structure with a box-like cabin sitting on top. A spindly ladder climbs up the side, disappearing into the shadow of the platform surrounding the cabin. The windows glow yellow in the dim sunlight. It's higher than the tallest trees by several feet, and with its position, it should give amazing panoramic views of the valleys and neighbouring mountains. You can't wait to sit up there and stare at the world for a little while. Smiling, you increase your speed, being mindful of the rocky ground. You're so distracted by placing your feet carefully that you don't notice the darkening sky. It's only when a droplet of rain hits a stone beside your boot that you glance up. The sky is a deep slate grey that darkens as you watch. Rain begins to pelt down, sparsely at first, but then more heavily until it curtains your surroundings in a sheet of water. You're drenched in seconds. Your clothes and hair stick to your skin and feel uncomfortably cool. It's so loud that it drowns out all other sounds. You stumble forward, thrusting your arms out in front of you in case you slip, and make your way towards the tower, which is maybe a few 100 meters away. A strange sound to your right causes you to pause. You turn your head, trying to locate the source of the wet snuffling, but see nothing but the rain and the blurry trees. Scared that it might be a bear, you begin to walk, but you can't shake the feeling of being watched. Nothing charges out at you, and you gradually relax but maintain your quick pace until you're a few meters away from the tower. That's when you hear the sound again, but this time it's louder and nearer. The scent of wet fur and copper reaches your nose. You listen to what sounds like a heavy footstep, followed swiftly by another. Whatever it is, it's running. Instinct causes you to lurch forward and grab for the ladder. It's rough and damp against your palms as you scramble upwards, not once looking away from the rungs. It's when you're halfway up that you slow to glance down. There's a large, dark shape at the bottom of the ladder. You're high enough and the rain is thick enough that you can't see clearly, but there is something there. A bear perhaps, or maybe a deer. You're not sure what it is, but you aren't going down there to look either. Instead, you keep ascending, your arms and thighs shaking from adrenaline and the exertion of climbing. It becomes darker as you enter the shadowed area beneath the platform. Cobwebs cling to your hair as you reach the square trapdoor. The door is shut, and you lift a hand to push it open. It doesn't move. You try again, but it still won't budge, not even an inch. Your breath is coming faster as panic races through you. Below you can hear the grunting, growling sound of whatever it is still creeping around the tower's base. The ladder shudders as the thing below you slams into it. The wood creaks, causing your heart to skip a beat. You lean forward and loop your arms through a rung, terrified that you might fall if whatever it is keeps banging on the ladder. A scream builds up from the depths of your chest, but you know it's pointless to voice it. There's nobody around to hear. Your phone is safely tucked inside a plastic bag in your backpack, and there's no way you can reach it without risking a fall. A cracking sound comes from below. Is it trying to climb? Bears can climb high, you'd read that somewhere, but surely it couldn't manage a ladder. A thud sounds as if it slipped, followed by a huge bellow. That didn't sound like a bear. It didn't sound like anything you'd ever heard before. You look down and see its shaggy form loping back and forth, oddly upright. It's hunched by the ladder as if it's trying to work out how to reach you. Bears don't have that kind of critical thinking. It's not a bear. You clench your eyes tightly shut, shying away from what your mind is screaming at you, because it can't be one of those. They don't exist. They aren't real. The ladder begins to jerk, and you realise with growing horror that it's trying to rip it free of its moorings, and you along with it. A screeching sound comes from below, and the wood judders under your grip. You open your eyes and pound desperately at the trapdoor. The noise excites the creature, the Bigfoot, renewing its effort to tear the ladder down. In desperation, you look around. To your right are struts that support the platform, but they look rickety and a space too far apart. Besides, you doubt you could hold your weight or monkey bar across them without falling. You glance left and see what looks like a crawl space that once housed the pulley system that would have hauled supplies up to the tower. It's small, but you can wiggle inside if you remove your backpack. You quickly unbuckle a waist strap and slip it from one shoulder before changing hands and allowing it to slide down into your palm. Praying it won't fall, you toss it gently into the gap. It slides a few feet into the shadows and settles. Wood splits beneath you as the bottom part of the ladder is wrenched away from the tower. The Bigfoot bellows before continuing its attack. With no choice, you inch your way towards the gap. Your hand is trembling as you reach for the flat board that makes up the floor of the hidey hole. You'll have to manoeuvre your way in by twisting, sliding and climbing the ladder simultaneously. You edge your way nearer and then climb another 2 rungs, awkwardly crouching so you won't bang your head. The structure shudders again and the ladder drops a few inches. It's no longer attached to the tower. Gasping, you lunge for the gap, throwing yourself inside just as the ladder rattles and falls away. Your legs dangle down, almost pulling you out, but you quickly scramble and wiggle your way inside. Darkness blankets you as you shuffle your way fully into the narrow space. You twist until you're lying on your back. You just lay there, listening to the rain, your loud breaths, and the Bigfoot stomping and growling below. It doesn't attack the tower again, seemingly content to toss the ladder around and grumble every few seconds. Perhaps it thinks you've disappeared. You're sure it didn't see you struggle into the gap, and if it could have climbed, it would have done so by now. Several minutes pass before you reach for your backpack, fumbling to open it and locate your phone. You take it out of the plastic bag and power it up. The screen illuminates the crawl space, showing warm silvery wood on all sides. There isn't enough room to lift the mobile in front of you, so you must turn your head and look to the side to see it. Your eyes check the battery and signal, and what you see makes your heart sink. There's no signal, not even a tiny one. You try to phone emergency services anyway, but your call won't go through. Numb, you power off, deciding to try later. All you can do now is wait. Perhaps when the storm passes, the signal will return and you can call for help. Until then, you remain quiet and still and hope the creature loses interest and goes away. You close your eyes and try to relax. To distract yourself, you need to concentrate on your breathing. In and out. The tower trembles as the Bigfoot begins to attack the base. In and out. You try not to think about the other collapsed towers you've read about. In and out. While the mystery of how they had fallen, in and out, in and out, in and out, in